Tesla stock is back again today, moving higher, currently at $395 per share, up over 4% on the day today. And it's not just Tesla, although Tesla is bouncing back a lot because it's recently sold off a lot. The rest of the markets are also participating and moving higher. Here in this video, I will share all of your Tesla stock breaking news and what's going on with broader markets today. First and foremost, US ISM manufacturing PMIs, the news catalyst for this morning, came in better than expected at 49.3, beating the forecast of 48.2, with the previous month being 48.4. And it's been kind of rare to string together now 2 months of positive manufacturing PMI data. Not positive overall, you're still negative because you're below 50, but a little bit better data than the last month at least. And in fact, this is now the third month in a row of increases, which has not happened at all in 2024. So that's a bit of a bright spot for the economy today. Although I actually don't think that is that big of a deal in the grand scope of things. Yes, it's good to see manufacturing coming back a little bit, but the S&P's up 1%, Nasdaq's up 1.5%, Dow's up 0.62%, and the Russell 2000 is up 0.8%. The VIX is also down about 8%. Now, bond yields are unchanged today at 4.57%, but they have been under pressure for a large portion of the day today. A stronger than expected manufacturing report would not cause bond yields to be under pressure or to fall. I do actually think the reason why markets are ripping higher today and Tesla stock is moving higher today is because people got way too negative on our markets way too fast. So really one of the main things moving markets higher today, in my opinion, is yes, good data, but it's also the fact that markets were so negative. Okay, the VIX was just at 19. CNN's Fear and Greed Index hit extreme fear. 70% of stocks as far as 48 hours ago were in a downtrend. You were ripe for a reversal. Now the question is, does this start a larger rally? And I think it does, and let me tell you why. Nothing has changed during this sell-off. Markets just tactically sold off, in my opinion. I think it was a lot of tax loss harvesting mixed with profit taking after a very strong last 2 years. I think the gains in our markets are going to be not as equal as they were perhaps in the last couple of months. I don't think big tech is going to be such a big winner next year as it has been for 2 years. I think value, small cap, cyclical, AI appliers are going to be the big winners. Like AI appliers, hands down, I think are the big winners for next year. That is Tesla, that's a MongoDB, that's Elastic, that is some data center names, okay? Those are the stocks that are really going to win next year, in my opinion. And I think, well, some of those areas are going to outperform a lot over the coming months. But that's really the reason for the broader market bounce today. Even look at the RSP was down about 8% from all-time highs, and the average stock was well into a correction. We do have some EV news today. Rivian delivered 14,183 vehicles in Q4 2024, compared with analyst estimates of 13,472. Q4 production was 12,727. The company produced a total of 49,476 vehicles in 2024 and delivered 51,579. The stock is up 20% on the news. What tends to be good for one EV company tends to be good for, well, all of them. Ford also sold a record 30,176 EVs in the US in Q4 2024, up 35% year over year. The E-Transit van sold 3,300, the Ford F-150 Lightning sold 10,703, and the Mustang Mach-E sold 16,119. Unfortunately, the Washington Post is promoting a narrative from experts, quote unquote, that a blast caused by fireworks and fuel may have had a similar effect had it been in a different vehicle. They said, quote, "I'm not at all convinced that the Cybertruck being so strong is the reason it blew upwards. You didn't really have an explosion as much as you had a bonfire." Let me tell you right now, something that is bulletproof is going to be a little bit better at withstanding a blast than something that is not. I don't even have to be a scientist to tell you that one. Oh, and this is big news today for Tesla stock. Canaccord Genuity has raised its Tesla price target to $404 from $298. They maintain a buy rating. They say, quote, "Despite weaker than expected deliveries, we are sticking with our buy and raising our target to $404 from $298. This target is based on 40x from 34x, our 2027 year-end non-GAAP EPS of $10.11. We feel this multiple is justified based on the multiples and growth rates of Tesla's comp basically companies, which we deem to be a group of megacap tech stocks including Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, and Nvidia. This set of companies trades at a median of 23x 2027 EPS, according to FactSet, but has a combined revenue growth rate half of Tesla's from 2025 to 2027. Long-term, Tesla also has a generational set of growth opportunities ahead, including EVs, autonomy and AI, energy storage, and robotics. We acknowledge the limited upside implied by our price target, but believe it is appropriate given the near-term volatility." So they're basically saying long-term, Tesla stocks going a lot higher. But in the near term, they want to be conservative with their price target because there will be volatility, and the stock has went up a lot recently. Now, I do think that's an incredible comparison to big tech. And guys, this is why I don't like big tech next year. Okay, let me just read that again for you. Okay, it says, "We feel this multiple is justified based on the multiples and growth rates of Tesla's comp set, which we deem to be a group of megacap tech stocks, including Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, and Nvidia. This set of companies trades at a median of 23x 2027 EPS, but has a combined growth rate half of Tesla's from 2025 through 2027. So those stocks are growing, call it roughly 15% a year, 10-15% a year. Okay, and they don't have the set of generational, growth assets that Tesla has going forward. That is one reason why I really like the AI appliers for next year. There is going to be a lot of growth for those areas as long as they get it right. And some companies may not get it right. It might take them a while. Tesla is getting it right. Tesla's the most surefire bet on AI application in our markets. And that's just a fact at this point. Now, also in the news, Cathie Wood's ARK Invest, along with David Israel and Kurt Panahouse, have filed an appeal of Delaware Judge McCormick's decision to void Elon Musk's $56 billion pay package. They filed the notice of appeal in the Supreme Court of Delaware. The notice also targets Chancellor Kathleen McCormick's $345 million award in attorney fees. Quote, we want on this appeal to be re-enfranchise Tesla shareholders and make their votes count, said attorney Tom Grady of Grady Law, one of the firms representing the investors. He said in a phone call that twice in 2018 and 2024, over 70% of shareholders voted to approve the pay package. It's unfathomable that we could get a greater percent of shareholders to approve that, Grady said, applying the term McCormick used in describing the compensation deal. Which, again, I mean, you would think that would be common sense. Okay, see how the shareholders vote. If the shareholders agree to pay Elon, then pay him. If they don't. It's a shame you have to go through this much hassle to just get a fair contract to be enforced, because that's what it was. It was a fair contract. Elon accepted no compensation unless Tesla hit some insanely ridiculous milestones. People called Elon's deal at first, stupid, because Elon was working for free, okay? But the reward was massive if Tesla investors made a lot of money, and that's what happened. Tesla turned out to be one of the biggest success stories in American business ever, and now it's a big problem. Elon Musk says awesome in responding to this tweet here. He also says the original lawsuit was brought by a law firm using a puppet shareholder. The appeal is by real Tesla shareholders. Elon Musk said something funny here about the Cybertruck. I don't know if he's being real or if this is a joke, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it's either or. Elon Musk says, in regards to the Cybertruck that blew up, he says the battery pack never even caught fire and tires are still inflated. Once we get this Cybertruck back to Tesla, we'll buff out the scratches and get it back on the road. Also in the news, Redwood Materials recycled a record 20 gigawatt hours of batteries in 2024. That's nearly double the amount of battery energy storage Tesla deployed in all of Q4 2024. And shareholders are asking Tesla's board of directors to consider legal action against news outlets that report incorrectly on Tesla. Also seen in a new super impressive FSD video, FSD, even battling heavy fog, avoids debris in the road. And I think Elon Musk was actually being for real when he said they're going to try to get this Cybertruck back up on the road. He responds to another post and says, I'm pretty sure we could get it running again. And Jim Cramer says that Tesla stock will be loved in 2025. And chief strategist Jim Thorne says Tesla is still on track to be worth $2 trillion in 2025. And Bard says new Tesla models rolling out could lift demand. Gally Filchi says Tesla could reach $7 trillion in market cap by 2030. That would be Tesla stock to roughly $2,000 per share. Tesla China sold a record 657,000 cars in 2024, up 8.8% year over year, representing 37% of Tesla's total sales, which is impressive considering China is in the economic doldrums. Here on the day-to-day, option activity for Tesla stock is a lot better than what we have seen in the past couple of days. Today, you have 90 different trades totaling $48 million with a positive order value of 65%. So we're starting to get back on track a bit compared to the last couple of days. Volume today for this Friday's expiration, 56.5% calls, 43.5% puts. Volume for next Friday's expiration, though, is a little bit more neutral, about 51% calls and 49% puts. If we take a look at what the short sellers are doing today, they're actually covering on some short positions. On net today, you have 310,000 shares that are being covered on. That is 1.02 million shares being covered on and 706,000 shares being borrowed. So that brings you to a net number of 310,000 shares that are being sold short today or covered today. You have 2.88% short interest of free float, $30.56 billion sold short in Tesla, totaling still about 81 million shares that are sold short. If we go ahead and take a look at stock twits and the sentiment around Tesla today, well, first I got to verify I'm human. You're coming in neutral at 54. Yesterday you were neutral at 51. From kind of that perspective, just to get back to something more bullish, you could see a much larger rally in Tesla stock. You're only neutral here. Message volume today is high at 56. Yesterday it was high at 60. And participation ratio today is high at 55. And again, just to look at some of the broader market signals that I have been watching and will continue to watch, like CNN's Fear and Greed Index, you're coming in at 31 today. Yesterday, you were at 26. For a brief moment, you were actually at 25, which was extreme fear. Today, you're still in the bottom quartile, the bottom 1/3 of the fear column here, even considering markets are broadly doing well today. There's still a lot of built up fear and, negative sentiment and precedents out there. This is one reason why I think you want to be bullish here over the next at least couple of weeks. Heading into the inauguration, things are going to get a little weirder. I mean, you could sell off after the inauguration. You could see a lot of just up and down volatility. I don't know if Wall Street's going to focus on tariffs or if they're going to focus on the good Trump policies, because there's definitely like a case to be had that things may not be great if Trump wants to pull the tariff card as soon as he gets into office, right? That would be a cause for concern, but we just don't know if that's going to happen yet, and it's not something I'm going to try to get ahead of and predict, as it is only January 3rd. Now, 7 different fear and greed indicators. First and foremost, market momentum, extreme fear. Stock price strength, extreme fear. Stock price breadth, extreme fear. Put and call options, neutral. Market volatility is neutral. Safe haven demand is fear. Junk bond demand is neutral. The percent of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average today appears to be at about 35%. So even after today's rally, you still have 65% of stocks that are in an active downtrend. Now, that's starting to curl upwards a little bit, but 65% of stocks are still below their 50-day moving average. You know, as I've said, I've literally sounded so redundant in these videos, but I think it's important to sound redundant sometimes just to get your message across, especially when people are so, perma bearish sometimes. When 65% of stocks are on a downtrend in a bull market, as long as nothing has changed, which nothing has changed in the past couple of weeks, you want to be buying that, okay? That's the bottom line. You want to be buying that. And I think you're really set up for a nice rally here. Even to get back into like the 60% range of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average, there's going to be some pretty nice gains from here. But ladies and gentlemen, we will go over Tesla's technicals in the next video. Things look pretty good from that perspective. They didn't look as good yesterday during yesterday's close, and then the open today, was kind of dicey. Like, it wasn't a guarantee we were going to have a super strong day today, but it looks like that is how things played out. And now we're in a better place as far as Tesla's technicals. Again, we will discuss that more in the next video. I will also share with you my opinion on the path ahead for Tesla stock. And again, why I'm so bullish on Tesla for 2024. This is an opportunity unlike other opportunities that you may get. Tesla is like the holy grail of stocks for 2025, and I will explain that in the next video. So let me know what you guys think about all of this information down below in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.